Hey everybody, how's it going today? And welcome back to another exciting episode. I have absolutely incredibly great, exciting news to share in today's second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. And as most of you guys have probably guessed it from my previous episode, the Republicans' proposal has officially come out. It is crazy to think after the incredibly long wait, they have officially come out with their proposal, and it is being called the HEALS Act. Will this act actually heal all of the crazy economic and social issues that have been going on? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Stay tuned. So before we begin, make sure you smash the like button because it really does help out the channel. It adds to the positivity of all of this, and also consider subscribing so you can get updates about future stimulus check update videos and also other financial topics, and because this will be a very epic next couple of days and weeks. Okay, so the fast answer to everything that's been going on is that the HEALS Act, which I believe stands for, I'm going to look it up right now, the Health Economic Assistance Liability Protection in Schools Act. Health Economic Assistance Liability Protection in Schools Act is basically going to give almost every single person that qualified for the first stimulus package a $1,200 stimulus check and $500 for the majority of the dependents. It is basically very similar to the very first stimulus check / stimulus package that came out several months ago. But really, other than that, like, the income requirements are pretty much very similar. I believe it's that if you are a single individual, I believe you'll get this if you make $75,000 or under. If you are a married couple, I believe it's $150,000 or under. And I believe that if you make over $75,000 as a single individual or over $150,000 as a married couple, it's going to decrease by a certain rate. I believe it's like $1,000 per certain amount above that limit. But basically, if most of you guys are making below $75,000, you guys should be able to qualify for the first. You guys should almost certainly be able to qualify if you already received your first stimulus check, which is the $1,200. Now, one of the biggest differences between the first stimulus check / first stimulus package and the second stimulus check and second stimulus package will be revolved around the unemployment benefits, and the unemployment extension. It is that the first one obviously gave every single person a $600 per week boost. The new one, unfortunately, will be lowered, and it's currently going to be offered at $200 per week for the next 2 months, so basically August and September. And then starting in October, it's basically going to become either 70% of your total income before this entire pandemic happened, or a hard limit of $500 per week. Sadly, whichever one is the lowest. So because I was originally thinking that if this was 70%, I was thinking, well, what happens if someone makes $100,000, and 70% means that they could potentially be getting up to $70,000. Now, obviously not all $70,000, but at the rate of someone who would be making $70,000 per year. I mean, I know people that are making $200,000, so $140,000 per year. Sadly, that is not the case. It's basically going to be a hard limit of $500. So whichever one is lower, that's probably going to be your amount starting in October. Now, the beautiful thing about all of this stuff is that while everything that I'm mentioning in today's video has not actually been officially stamped and approved, it has been officially proposed by the Senate Republicans, which, as we have mentioned, if you've followed my videos, subscribe if you guys haven't done so already, and smash the like button, have basically been the entire enemies through this entire thing. I did show a graph, which I'll put up right here, about who you guys should keep into perspective of what every single Republican / Democrat has been, or their views have been, towards the second stimulus check and second stimulus package so far, which should also maybe give you guys insight on who to vote for this upcoming election, regardless of your past, again, political affiliation. The beautiful thing is that you can basically consider everything that I mentioned in today's video as basically a floor and a baseline to what actually will very likely be approved in the next couple of days or weeks. Hopefully the next couple of days. So if you guys are currently very, very happy at what's going on now, then you can expect it'll be at least this, or even more so to be even more happier. Now, if you guys feel that, there's not enough being proposed right now, and I'm totally with you guys, because as you guys probably know, I'm from New York City. So I live in one of the places with the highest cost of living. So I totally feel you guys in the sense that 1,200 goes very, very fast. But at the end of the day, I think is that there is reason to be grateful, and there is progress that's being made. But maybe comment down below what your guys' opinion are about this. Do you guys think there should be more, or do you guys think this should be enough, or really just any thoughts about this at all? Because as most of you guys are probably still aware of, is that the pandemic situation is still soaring and rising every single day. And I remember reading, I think there was a statistic somewhere, that currently we have about 32 million people, I believe, in this country that are currently collecting unemployment benefits. So this doesn't include the other several million people that are actually unemployed, but were not actually able to get onto the unemployment benefits. I believe they say the estimated prediction is that there's probably somewhere between 40 to 50 million people that are unemployed in our country, but about 30 million that are actually collecting the benefits, and I believe about 1 million people that are applying for it every single week right now. 1 to 2 million, I believe, is the estimate. Now, I can read the rest of the stuff in the second stimulus check and second stimulus package revolving around the other stuff that's more specific, such as like the payroll tax cut, the PPP, SBAs, all of those different loans, but I think I kind of want to just focus on the stimulus check and the unemployment benefits. But probably one of the biggest differences between what the Republicans and the Democrats are proposing is really about their objective. And I think it's that the Republicans are still very, very focused on trying to first off get people back to work, but also to try to protect the different businesses from being sued. Hence, I believe it's the Liability Protection Act that's supposedly they're trying to push into it, whereas the Democrats are trying to value safety first. They'd rather have people to kind of just recover the economy and the pandemic situation first before they actually try to focus that on. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why another huge part of the second stimulus package proposed by the HEALS Act is basically the Republicans trying to increase the funding for a lot of schools to be able to reopen. Meanwhile, the Democrats are a little bit less focused about that. They're a lot more focused about the common individual. Personally, the way I look at it is I think most people are not in favor of reopening schools, but there's a little bit of a mixed opinion. Maybe comment down below if you guys are in favor of opening schools or not opening schools, and maybe just any kind of general thoughts. Would love to basically hear them. But the brighter news really basically is that at least we are making progress, and that also on top of that, I remember Mitch McConnell mentioning something about like a $40,000 limit. We have officially broken that limit. Even people who have over $40,000 as an annual income, but of course under $75,000, will now be able to receive the $1,200. I personally feel like Mitch McConnell he's probably the biggest troll in my personal opinion in American politics. I think he was trying to troll us. It also does mean though, when Donald Trump mentioned how he was trying to make the stimulus check a little bit more generous, we don't know what it is, but at the same time, it does have to go through again the Senate and the House before it gets to Donald Trump. So I think that Mitch McConnell, I still say, is probably the biggest person responsible for almost everything that's been going on right now. So I did find this screenshot, which I'll show up right here with the table, which basically kind of highlights all of the different things that have currently been proposed. Probably the big one you just have to focus on, I believe, is the third column where it says the proposed details about what has been proposed, the amount, and then also the likelihood of whether or not it's still going to happen, which I think is the easiest way just to read it off instead of me just talking and rambling on and on about it. But yeah, so definitely more details to come. I just wanted to leave this video at that because it is absolutely very exciting news. At least I certainly think so for most people, since we officially have word about what the Senate Republicans want, and we also officially know the floor and the baseline that we're currently going to be working with. So that's definitely lots of positive news. But maybe comment down what you guys are currently thinking, and also especially about the unemployment aspect. If you guys think that, we should increase the unemployment rate, because I know that there's a little bit of a conflict of of interest right now between two sides. There are some people, in fact, I probably think most people are trying to push for as much unemployment benefits as possible, but there is still a group of people that are still trying to push for payment for essential workers, which I believe is not part of the second stimulus package, at least so far, or they're trying to push for things that will try to force people to go back to work. So really just maybe let me know about your comments. Are you pro supporting unemployment or pro supporting people to go back to work? And maybe just any thoughts at all, but definitely smash the like button if you haven't done so already, and consider subscribing for more updates as we roll into this next couple of epic days and weeks coming up. And I'll give you guys updates for that. When I'm not posting about that, it'll probably be about other financial topics. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and hope to keep you guys updated, hoping for the best. And so far, there's progress being made. Thank you guys for watching.